Hello and welcome to the Heartbreak to Hot Girl podcast with your host Natalie Vanessa. I haven't made a episode. Let's address the elephant in the room. I haven't made an episode in about 2 to 3 weeks. I have no reasonable excuse. I'm just asking for your grace and forgiveness on it. And you know what? Shout out to a lady. Sorry, apologies. I don't know your name and I can't remember your at, but you called me out. You called me out on one of my posts. And you were like, "Oh, this is great, but where's the podcast at?" I said, "Oh my gosh, you guys are actually listening to this. So let me get back on the mic and let me do what I said I was going to do." So thank you guys for holding me accountable. And that is a note to me to not fall off again. So yeah, no, obviously I do content generally over on my personal brand page, and I have just launched a business called The Women's Room. So that has taken up a bit of my time and focus, but we just had the first event yesterday. So it was really good. It was around like relationships and bouncing back from that and rediscovering yourself after setback, which is everything that I kind of stand for on this podcast and on my personal page. So I got inspired as well from the conversations and from the presentation that I delivered. And that with the lovely lady calling me out, I thought I need to come back and do a podcast. So if you're listening for the first time, welcome. This is a very safe, fun, transformative space. Like it's everything here. Like we're all about realness here, real life. I share my life with you. I'm here to help you. I am a divorce coach, breakup and divorce coach, which I'm getting used to saying because I'm recently qualified, guys. So I am looking for some clients. So if you would like to book me, just hit me up and we can book some sessions in. But yes, this is what I'm doing through this podcast as well, just helping you the best that I can to move on from your situation, because we don't want to stay in, the heartbreak stage for too long. It's important to feel it and feel those emotions, but at some point we need to keep moving forward. And some of you guys know my story already. If you don't, please go and check out my personal page. My Instagram is natalievanessa.x. That's natalievanessa.x, and you can see my whole life story there. But essentially, in a nutshell, I have gone through divorce, I've gone through severe heartbreak, and I've bounced back, and I'm now doing great positive things with my life, sharing my story, but not from a place of pain, from a place of empowerment. So I hope that when you listen to my episodes on here, when you look at my content, leave feeling inspired, empowered, and like, yeah, do you know what? I'm going to get my life back. You know what? I'm not going to let that man ruin my life, because we can't let anyone ruin our life, man or woman, boy or girl, whoever it is. We should not be letting these people have that much control over our lives. So yes, like I said yesterday, we had our first workshop, and one thing we did touch upon was releasing and reclaiming your story. And we had an activity where I got the ladies in the room to write a letter to their ex or to someone that hurt them, a parent, or about a situation that, caused them a lot of pain, and got them to write that as if they were writing it to that person or to that situation, and getting out all their anger, sadness, frustration. Like the letter was for them. No one was going to read it. And in that, the idea was that you get this stuff out. You need to release this stuff. Sometimes we go through things and we don't release it. We kind of move along with our life. We get back to work. We, start doing positive things outwardly, but we haven't actually released what we have inside, like the emotions that we have inside. And writing a simple letter is a way to release that. So yes, we got the ladies to do that. And then at the end of it, got them to read it back to themselves, like really take it in. And then we got them to destroy it, and they put it in the bin. And, we got everyone to come up one by one to, to signify that, okay, that story is done. It's really done. And we are moving forward. So in that activity, it kind of gave me the idea, or the topic today, we're talking about closure. So the title was No Closure, No Problem, Move On Anyway. Sometimes you might be waiting for that closure from that person that hurt you. You're waiting for them to kind of realize their ways. And that need for closure is very real. It feels very painful. It feels like you almost feel desperate. Like, why won't this person apologize? Why won't this person explain what they did to me? Why won't this person, change their ways and come back and try and rectify it, or take some kind of accountability for what they've done? And we can spend ages, years, some people spend in that stage, desperate for that closure, going back to the person that hurt them to ask these questions. Why did you do it? Why me? Why did you want to hurt me so much? I was a good person to you. All I did was love you, and you hurt me. Why did you do that? And asking these questions to someone that is hurt, people that are abusive or people that are toxic are usually hurt people that haven't healed their own wounds. So in doing so, they end up hurting others. You're asking someone that hasn't done the work on themselves to realize what they've done wrong. They're just not in the space to do that. They just don't have the capacity to do that. Now, I'll give you a story, a brief story, but I'm quite estranged from my dad. It's been a difficult relationship. My dad has always been quite hot and cold, in and out. And I made the decision back in 2017 that I no longer wanted him in my life for various reasons. I'd given him many chances, and I thought, this is it, because every time he comes back, he is hurting me. So for him to enter back into my life, he would have to make things right. And for a while, I was kind of seeking that closure, because as a parent myself, I can never understand why you would want to hurt your children or not be there for your children or care for them or tell them that you love them. Like, I can't understand that in my mind, why someone would be like that. So for a while, I wanted that closure from my dad. I wanted him to apologize for all of the horrific things that he's done. But my dad is not the kind of person that apologizes for anything. I don't think he ever will. And I really had to come to terms to that. I had to make peace within myself with that, because I realized I was holding on to that form of anger, that bitterness towards my dad, because I wanted him to say the stuff that I wanted him to say. Basically, I wanted him to basically say, I did wrong. I hold my hands up. I apologize for all the hurt that I've caused in your life. Will you forgive me? That's how I thought it would go in my head. That's how I did think it would go in my head. And it doesn't go like that. If you've ever been in a situation where someone's hurt you really bad, it never really pans out like that. You could be so desperately asking them, it could be so obvious that this person is wrong. But if they don't want to admit it, if they don't want to hold themselves accountable, there's no way that is going to happen. And sometimes we are fighting a losing fight with these people. And the best thing you can do is really just find closure for yourself and just let it go. So in doing so, we think closure is about peace and clarity, but I would challenge you and probably say it's more about validation. It's more about that person providing that validation to you, to say, yes, I see you. Yes, I see your pain. I see your hurt. And my goodness, I'm so sorry I did that to you. But the great thing with us, we can validate ourselves. And that's something that I've learned along my journey, is validating myself and not waiting for the validation of others, because sometimes it might come, sometimes it might not. And we can't force people at all to validate us. And this is one thing that I shared in the workshop yesterday. I don't know if you've heard the concept of the internal locus of control and then having an external locus of control. Basically, in short, the theory is just about, you feel in control of your life, or do you let your environment control you? Are you the type of person that says, I make things happen in my life. My life is great because I did it. Or my life is bad because I did it. Like, you take full responsibility and ownership over your life. That's an internal locus of control. If you have an external locus of control, you are someone that would say, my environment has affected who I am. It was my ex that made me sad and made me depressed. And it's my ex that means that I cannot move on with my life now. And what I'm trying to do with this episode, this podcast, and the work that I do, and what I would do with you in my coaching sessions, is to move you from having an external locus of control into having an internal locus of control. Because people with an internal locus of control build better resilience. They have better outcomes overall. They experience less emotional distress. They're just able to maneuver better in life. So the point of this episode is about not getting the closure, but taking it into your own hands and taking control of the situation to say, look, that person is not going to give me the apology that I want, but I'm not going to let that stop me from moving forward. I'm not going to let that stop me from taking forward movement into the life that I want to live. And this is what it's about. We've gone through awful things, but I'm sure we've got goals and dreams that we probably had before we met that person. And now it's a time to reset that and to say, look, what do I want again? What did I want for my life before this person came in and tried to interrupt it? And it's time for you to step into that. But the way you step into it is by getting rid of that baggage. And some of it, sometimes we just need to let go of these things that we're holding on to. What's going to happen if you never get an apology from this person? What are you going to do for the next 10, 15, 20 years? Are you going to hold on to it? Are you going to keep on bringing up the story? Oh, my ex, he did this and this is why I hate him so much and da-da-da-da. Because when you keep replaying that story, when you keep talking about it, you end up reliving the emotions. You end up staying stuck in that moment, and it's literally holding you back. Like if you can imagine a person, right? Say you want to run, and you know resistance bands, you might use them in the gym, but like a big rubber band. Imagine that being around your waist, and you're trying to move forward, but then there's someone holding you back with that resistance band. It doesn't matter how fast you are running, you're not going to move because you've got someone pulling you back. And that someone and something pulling you back is you not letting go of the past. The past is heavy, and you're carrying it with you every single day. And that's why you're struggling to move forward past things. So doing things like this, doing the inner work and releasing the story will make you more free. It will make you lighter. Literally, I don't know if you've ever cried before. And I don't just mean tears. I mean, you bawled your eyes out. After doing that, how many of you feel lighter? Like physically you feel like, oh my gosh, I just feel so much better in myself. I feel light emotionally, physically, spiritually, everything. That's no coincidence. Emotions can be heavy, and if you're suppressing that, especially negative emotions, if you're suppressing that, that is going to weigh you down. So no wonder you're finding it hard to progress in your business, or you're finding it hard to progress in your career. No wonder you're finding it hard to form healthy friendships or even date again and find a healthy, secure partner. You're holding on to the past, which is dragging you back each and every time because you want closure from that person or that situation. You can create your closure. You have the power to do that. And this is what we did in the workshop yesterday. I got the ladies to write the letter, get their emotions out on paper, and rip up that piece of paper and say to themselves, this is done. It's released. So if you're listening to this, I urge you, I like to set homework sometimes, so this is your homework. Write that letter to that person that has hurt you, that has done you wrong. And what I did, when I did this personally, I actually burnt my letter. So find a safe space, please keep it safe. Please do not burn down your house. And if you end up burning down your house, please do not show the police this podcast, because I was not encouraging you to do that, okay? If you are going to go down the route of burning your letter, please make sure you do it in a safe place. But the act of burning it was very cathartic for me, just to see it go up in flames. You really destroyed it. It's not like when you rip up a piece of paper, you have now burnt it to a crisp. It is now smoke. It is gone. It is evaporated. It is gone. And that was such a moment to me. And I did that on my own. But at the workshop, we did this in a group setting. And I can only imagine how powerful that was to be around other women that went through the same kind of thing, and for them to release that together. I think it's a beautiful thing. So if you want to take part in that, feel free to do that on your own. Let me know how you get on. We like this. This is a two-way street. This podcast is a two-way friendship, relationship. We like two-way communication. So please hit me up in the DMs. Please book a call with me. You can book a chat with me. I will have the link below. And we can discuss your goals in terms of how do you want to bounce back from your divorce or your breakup, or what do you want to achieve short term just to get your life back on track. I can work with you on that to help you go from A to B. And hopefully this episode helps you do that as well, or at least reframe your mind around it. So what is the cost of waiting? What is the cost of staying in that situation where you're like, I need closure, like I desperately need closure, but I'm not going to get it. What is the cost? Because there's a cost for everything. Everything that you think of or doing or maneuvering around, there is a cost for everything. And the cost for not letting things go is holding on to that emotional pain. It's staying stuck. It's some of the things that I mentioned earlier, not being able to move forward in your business, not being able to move, forward in your relationships and be better. It keeps you stuck in the past. But here's the thing, time is still moving. We're not stuck in the past. Everyone is moving forward. You're getting older. Your kids are getting older. We are supposed to keep moving forward in life. And that is the point of, my coaching sessions, these episodes, is to tell you and encourage you and empower you that you need to keep moving forward, even if it's small steps. Even if just one, like you wake up one day, you've made a little bit of progress. As long as you are moving forward and letting go of the past each and every single day, before you know it, you're going to be 10 steps ahead. Before you know it, you're going to wake up and you're going to be like, oh, I don't even think about my ex anymore. I don't think about that situation anymore. I'm so far removed from that. And I will share one of the ladies that came to the workshop. She did the letter writing exercise. And when she fed back to the group, I said, how did you guys feel about it? Did you feel upset? Did you feel sad? What kind of things did you write in there? And she said that she felt a sense of gratitude. She was thankful. She actually thanked the person that hurt her, which I think is an amazing full circle moment. And she was quite surprised in that moment how far she had come. So sometimes this letter writing experience it might not bring up old wounds. It might just be the realization that, wow, I have actually moved past that. That doesn't affect me as much as it used to. And I'm able to keep on moving forward. So for her, she was like, yeah, thank you. But it was interesting because before she started writing down her stuff, she thought she was going to have loads of horrible things to say. She was like, I'm going to be writing for ages. I've got loads of things to say to this person. But when it really came to it, she just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for the experience, for, making her the woman that she is today in terms of, she's grown and learned from the experience. And I feel like that's where I'm at in my healing journey as well. I don't hold that bitterness. I don't hold that hatred. I have settled in my heart that I'm probably never going to get a proper apology from my ex-partner or my dad or, the people that have hurt me. But I've really released it. I've released it because that stuff was just keeping me down. And, I've spoken to people, obviously in real life, and often people make the comment that you're so light in your energy. Like your energy is so uplifting and positive, and, you've been through such horrible things. How you don't hold on to any bitterness. And it's because I have released my emotions. If you keep pushing down your emotions, they're going to weigh you down. And that always transpires. Like sometimes you can look at people and see in their face that they are holding negative energy. Like they look tired, they look wrecked, they look fatigued because they're fighting against their demons, against the emotions. They're fighting in their mind. When you release that, you're literally lighter. You can give love, receive love. Like you're just more free now. So this work is so important. Don't skip over this step. Yes, it's great to lose weight in the gym. Yes, it's great to get back out there and start dating, get a new job, get your money up. But what's happening emotionally? What's happening psychologically here? What are we doing? What are we actually doing for our healing? Because yes, this stuff is great for outward appearance. People will look at you and be like, oh girl, you're looking great. You lost like 10 kg. You're looking great, girl. But you're going home every night still crying about the same things, still holding on to anger and rage and sadness. What are we doing the healing for? We're doing it for ourselves. And I always advocate that we need to do the healing inward first and then work on the external. The external is just like a final stamp to say, yep, I'm healed. Like, yep, your girl made it on the other side and she looks damn good doing it. That's what it's about. But don't skip over the step of letting go of the past, not waiting for the closure, not waiting for the apology. The people that hurt you, they don't have the capacity. They don't have the capacity to see their wrongs. But we, on our healing journey, with our great internal locus of control, like I spoke about earlier, us taking control of our life and taking accountability for our life, we don't need their apology. We don't need their sorry. Because I promise you, if the person that hurt you came up to you right now, and they said, look, I'm really sorry for what I did. Do you really think it would make a difference? In your heart of hearts, do you genuinely think you'll be like, oh, thank you for that? Yeah, so like the past 5 years that you abused me, like, oh, it's all okay now, it's fine. You're not going to be satisfied by their apology. It's not going to be enough because what they put you through, no, it's not enough to just say sorry. A lot of the stuff that we've been through, like some of these people should be paying us compensation or at least paying for our therapy bills or coaching sessions. But we're not going to get that. So the best validation comes from within. It comes from ourselves. That is the best way that we can move forward from things. So where are you guys at today? Where are you at in your healing journey? What part of that stage are you at? Are you still seeking closure? Have you accepted that you're not going to get closure? Are you willing to let go of that today? If you want to, if you need some help, please message me. I have sessions that I can have with you. We can have a phone call. We can really work on this stuff together. I'm here to kind of guide you through it. Everything will come from you. You have it in you to be better. And like I've said on previous episodes, the fact you're listening and seeking out content like this shows me that you are well on your healing journey. You're a lot further along than you think. There are some people that are not even at the stage that you're at. They're too much in their pain. They cannot see through that at the moment. They're just trying to survive. You have come slightly out of that, and now you're looking for things to make you feel better, to educate you, to help you, and to get you that support. And you found podcasts like mine, or you've come across my content online and you resonate with it because deep down you don't want to sit in this pain anymore. You don't want to sit in this hurt. You don't want to be heartbroken any longer because you can see it's not helping you move forward in life. So this is just to say you're right where you need to be at the moment. It may not be perfect. You may not have everything together, but you are right where you need to be at the moment. And if you just need that extra hand holding, support, step to the next level, then I'm available for that. And if you can't book a session with me, then just make sure you lock in with a community, a positive community, not a community where you go and trauma dump and, trauma bond and all of that stuff. A positive, forward moving community. And if you're based in the UK and around London, I also run workshops as well around topics like this. We do, socials, we do, healing transformation workshops as well. It's all about connection and community, and that's called the Women's Room. So feel free to follow the Women's Room. I'll leave the tag below. But it's easier to heal with people. It's easier to heal in positive spaces and listening to positive things. And like I said, you're on the right track, girl, because you're in a good place here. I have nothing but love for you guys, the ladies that reach out to me, that share their story, that support, that lock in to what I'm doing and what we're trying to do in this space. I have so much love for you guys. And I genuinely want to see all of you win. I may not know all of your stories individually, but if you relate to me, we are the same. We are the same. I might be further along than you in your journey, but we were the same at some point. I was where you were at. I've gone through that pain and I have picked myself up. So I get it. And there is no judgment, no shame here. There's no hurry up, girl. Come on, you got to stop crying and just move along. No, feel what you're feeling. The only thing that I'll say to you is that we always commit to moving forward in some way, even if it's just a half step forward, a quarter step forward, something. Give me something. You come forward, I step forward, and I help you, and I'll bring you the rest of the way. That's what I'm here for. So I know you can do it, girl, because you keep coming back to this podcast. So I know you want it, and I want it for you too. But yes. If you haven't got closure from that person, no problem, girl. Just keep it moving, keep it stepping, keep elevating. So I hope you enjoyed that episode. I enjoyed giving that episode, and it's nice to be back, guys. It's nice to be back. I promise I won't go for so long, and feel free to call me out. We hold each other accountable. We absolutely do. But make sure you are following my podcast page. That is Heartbreak to Hot Girl. That's Heartbreak to Hot Girl. Drop me a message. Give me a follow, tag me in it. If you're listening to this, take a picture, tag me. I want to see your faces. I want to know who I'm talking to. Do you know what I mean? Because at the moment, I'm just looking at my face on a screen, sitting in my flat under my stairs. So yeah, hit me up so I can see who's enjoying my content. All right, ladies, love you as always. And I shall see you when I see you. Bye, guys.